Single billionaire dad watches teacher hold his disabled son, and changes her life forever. Rain lashed the windows of the small public elementary school in the outskirts of Chicago. It was the kind of day where time felt slower, the air heavier, and hope a little harder to reach. But inside room 12, Miss Lila Carter sat cross-legged on the faded classroom rug, holding 8-year-old Jamie Blake in her arms as if the storm outside didn't exist. Jamie, born with cerebral palsy, had a seizure in the middle of class during silent reading. While the other children had been safely escorted out by aides, Lila stayed. She always stayed. She whispered to Jamie softly, brushing damp curls from his forehead and humming a tune she'd made up just for him, a quiet, calming rhythm he always responded to. What Lila didn't know was that someone was watching. 2 days earlier, Ethan Blake's life was a controlled whirlwind. Billionaire tech mogul. 41. Widower. And father to Jamie, the son he loved fiercely but barely had time to understand. His assistant had begged him to attend one of Jamie's classes. Just see him in his world, Mr. Blake, she'd said. You might learn something. Ethan arrived unannounced. He stood in the back of the room, blending in as best as a 6-foot-tall man in a tailored coat could. He watched Jamie struggle with a crayon, his fingers stiff. He watched Miss Carter kneel beside him patiently, gently guiding his hand. She didn't speak down to Jamie. She never once seemed rushed. She smiled like he was the only child in the world. Ethan stayed for 20 silent minutes, his throat tightening. He left before the class ended. Back to the stormy afternoon. When Ethan's private driver radioed that there was an incident at the school, he rushed there, expecting the worst. He burst through the doors of room 12. The aides tried to stop him, but he moved past them until he saw it with his own eyes. There was Jamie, trembling slightly, but calm now, held tightly by Lila. Her eyes were closed, her cheek against Jamie's temple. She wouldn't leave him, a custodian whispered from the hallway. Stayed put through the whole thing. Ethan didn't speak. He didn't move. He simply watched the woman who'd become more of a guardian to his son than he had. The meeting. 3 days later, Lila was called to the principal's office. Her heart pounded, tight school budgets, kids with special needs, a surprise visit from the richest man in the city, she feared the worst. Ethan was waiting inside. Miss Carter, he said, rising. Lila, may I? She nodded, unsure. I watched you with my son. Twice. Once when he didn't know I was there. And once when you didn't know either. Her eyes widened. I saw the way you hold him. Talk to him. Believe in him. Lila swallowed hard. Jamie's easy to believe in. He smiled, something rare and slow. You changed his world. And I think it's time someone changed yours. She blinked. I don't understand. He pulled out a folder. Inside was a letter of recommendation. A full scholarship to pursue her master's in special education. Paid in full by the Blake Foundation. I found out you've been taking night classes. Working weekends. Buying school supplies out of your own pocket. How did you? Doesn't matter, he said. What matters is this, I've been building empires and missing the point. You helped me see my son. Not just his diagnosis. But him. Tears filled her eyes. But the school, the kids, Jamie. You'll still see him, he assured. I want you to be his private educator. Travel with us. Design a program that fits him. And when you're ready, I'll fund your dream school. For kids like Jamie. Led by people like you. Months later. The sun warmed the new Blake Center for Holistic Education. Inside, children of all abilities laughed, learned, and belonged. And in the heart of it all, Lila stood, her eyes always scanning, always soft. Jamie wheeled toward her, giggling at something Ethan whispered. They become a team, the three of them, woven together not by blood or title, but by something stronger. Compassion. Hope. And the belief that one act of kindness can change not just a life, but the world around it. Closing line. Sometimes, the greatest wealth isn't found in bank accounts, but in the moments when someone holds your child close and says, without words, he matters. And sometimes, that's all it takes to change everything.